Now I should say that shed that you're working out of now, Roger, is the original gym on the Sunshine Coast for Muay Thai.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And you were both there together at that stage, I think?
Yeah, we both built the shed at the time we were in business together, and we run our business out of there, and we started up the kickboxing there.
Now who were the original heroes you had there at that stage?
Oh, Tony Hill, Tony Coburn.
Yeah, they were probably the two first guys that started. I think Aaron Kirkby may have started there, but really they were about the pioneers. And then I decided that I lived down this end of the coast, down the Caloundra end, so I decided to start up another gym down here to just grow the sport on the coast. And so Tony Hill come with me because he lived down this end, and Tony Coburn stayed up the other end. So eventually we were competing against each other as in opposite corners, which felt a bit funny, but I mean, for the sport it was definitely the best thing that could have happened, that's for sure. Yeah,
I remember coming to some of your shows out of the Edamoga, and I thought it was quite amusing to see brothers in opposite corners. Now, where do we progress to from there in terms of heroes?
Oh, there's been so many of them that have really come through. There's the Elsons.
When did they start?
Warren started here at this gym here, and that would have been, we opened here in 1994, and I think Warren was here probably the year after. He started when he was about 12, or yeah, I think he was 12, and Travis was 10. So both the boys started, they've been around for a long time, and then Warren won the world title at when he was 19 over in Bangkok. So yeah, he's one of the champs. Tony Hill went very well. He was probably the one that's not mentioned as and Tony Coburn. Really, they sort of should have a lot more credit for what they've done over the time for the sport. But they were sort of the forgotten warriors, I believe, a little bit, and probably Kirkby as well.
And Justin Gibbons, our little mate, he was fighting for you as well?
Yeah, Justin was another one of my boys. He won the Australian title a couple of times. Very good lad, Justin, very quick. The only problem that Justin had, he fought Nugget a couple of times, and every time he fought Nugget, he just, I think he was overawed by it all and he would lose. But to fight anybody else in Australia, Justin had a pretty good record, and I think he had about 50 odd fights, so he done pretty well.
No, he's a good boy now for us as an organisation. Now, Vincey Parks, what's the Vince Parks story?
Vincey Parks started with me, he'd had one fight under somebody else, and I'd seen him get knocked out in that fight. He dropped his hands and the boy knocked him out, and so he decided, just turned up the gym one day down here and said, look, I wouldn't mind to have another go at it. And Vincey ended up with about 33 fights, and he fought Brian Murphy a couple of times, and that was over more modified Thai, 12 rounds. The boys used to do 12-2s back in those times. Vince was a very handy boy. Shame he didn't go a bit longer, because yeah, he was one of the champions as well, I can assure you.
Now, he's one of the stalwarts for our sport up in North Queensland. G'day, Vince, and he'll be coming up to the Arafuras with us again, Joe.
Yeah, for sure. I think Vince is one of those guys that he's put back into the sport. There's a lot of people out there that are fighters that have walked away from the sport and taken stuff from the sport but never given back, and I've got to say, Vince, he's hung in there and he's doing a great job with all the boys up there and the girls. And also now Kurt starting out at Rogers Gym again. You know, he's going to put something back into the sport, and the John Wayne Pars and the Nuggets. You've got to take your hat off to those guys, because that's what the growing the sport's about, taking something out of the sport but definitely giving back.
Yeah. Now, in terms of some of our older athletes, that's a hint for you to start becoming not only trainers but also judges and referees, because it gives an air of credibility when we have our senior former athletes come on board. Do you agree with that, Roger?
Exactly, yeah. I think a lot more guys should get into that type of thing, and have a look. They've got a lot to give to the sport still, and sometimes they don't get the opportunity to do it, but I think they should be sorted for and pushed into it myself.
Now, a bit different for us next year, Joe. We're off to Roma for a mixed amateur boxing and Muay Thai event.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting. I'm sure Roma hasn't seen Muay Thai before, a lot of people, so I think it'll be a great event. We've done a couple of cross-sanction shows before with boxing. We've done one down at Caloundra here many years ago, and it was funny, all the people that were boxing fans would sort of didn't make a lot of noise, and then as soon as the Muay Thai come on, everyone was up jumping around, and sort of showed the two different sports as far as the spectators go. So I think the Roma crowd will really like it, and there'll probably be a few fights in the crowd maybe, so it'll be an interesting night for sure.
There'll be those boxing, not us.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to say, we're off to Country Fest at Singleton in New South Wales in May with Kurt Finlayson, Cindy Mastersick and Wendy Miranda, that should be a great event to also bring into the country in New South Wales for us.
Yeah, look, I think anything we can do in the other states to build them up and get the support of the crowd is what it's about, and that's why we've got to go to the out areas and areas that Muay Thai is not very strong and take it out there. So I think, yeah, that'll be a great event as well.
Yeah, well, they're talking between 7,000 and 10,000 people. Ben Burridge will have a run around as a local Tamworth boy, so should be good fun.
Yeah, look, I've never seen too many fight shows with that many people in it, so I mean, watching, so if we go 7,000 to 10,000 in Australia, that'll be brilliant, yeah, to watch.
Now we better make mention of the Arafuras, Joe. We're in December, we're looking for the finalisation of nominations.
Yeah, for sure. Look, if you're out there and you think you might want to come along to it's like the World Games, and it's held in Australia in Darwin, so definitely contact us, jump on the email, jump on the website, put your name down, because I think it'll be a fairly big list of names there to compete against to get a go into to fight for Australia. So we need you to put your names up, then we've got to try to add some fight-offs for the divisions. So you know, you can't do any better than having the fight show in Australia, and we've got to put it on, so it's a big step up for us as well. So we want everyone to come along and support it. If you want to come as a spectator, you want to come along as a helper, you don't just have to be a fighter to come along. So yeah, please ask some questions, give us a ring, you'll find my number or John's number, and or the Oceania number, and find out what it's all about.
And you'll be up there, Roger, no doubt?
I'll be there, definitely.
Great. All right, we'll cut it there. Thanks for a bit of history, boys, and we'll catch up soon.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
that.